Mike here. Welcome to a redstone video. Today I will be showing you 3 unique 3x3 doors. Now, if you wish to learn how to make these doors, there will be a tutorial for all of them at the end of the video. Okay, so the first door is the 3x3 cone door. I call it a cone door because it goes in like a cone. Now, it can only be opened from one side, as well as if you wish to turn this into a checkerboard door, you can move this block to this point. All you have to do is turn the redstone below it around. Okay, so the next door is a 3x3 vault door. It can be opened and closed from either side. As you can see. The next door is the 3x3 slant door. I call it that due to the fact that these blocks are going up at a slant. Now, this is also only a one-way, or you can only open this from one side. In order to make the cone door, you will need an area that is 8 blocks long, 11 blocks wide, and 8 blocks high. Okay, so I had already made the hallway, and the main area, the bulkways, or the hallway that you will need, which is from this point here to this point here, is 6 across. These are not needed, but I still added them anyways. I also here need to be holes, as well as those two, these 3, and this one. I had also added in the door, and it goes in a formation like this, 2 blocks in from the outside. And there are no blocks behind them. Now let's get to the main part of the redstone. First thing we're going to do is place a button in right there. Then we're going to add in the pistons, the sticky pistons. So first thing I'm going to do is place a block there and delete this block just to make it easier to get here. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to have place pistons facing the door block, these door blocks. Give me a second. And there. I'm going to go ahead and replace that block that I broke earlier, as well as delete that block that I placed there. And I am going to do the same thing on the other side, or I'm going to mirror what I just did on the other side. Like so. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and from the bottom I'm going to place one sticky piston, one block underneath that. Then I'm going to take sticky pistons and bring them right next to it, and I'm only going to leave 2 of them. One of them will be the one that is next to the one that you just placed, and then the other one will be the block under, or the piston right. The other piston will be right under this piston. Going to replace that one block, and then we're going to place in the last piston, which will be right up here. We're going to delete this block. I'm going to place a block here so I can place down the sticky piston, and then I'm going to replace the block that I just broke, and also take away this block here. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in the redstone. So first thing I'm going to do is in these tripods, I'm going to place a block in the middle where they all 3 are touching, and then I'm going to place a block right here, right next to the button, and I'm going to go up one into next to it, as well as next to that, right next to one, and then this one I'm going to place a block here. I'm going to go one up, one to the side, then to delete that block. Then I'm going to place a piston facing towards the tripod and the exit, and then I'm going to place an observer facing towards the tripod and the hallway. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go from here. I'm going to place 1 block out, and then I'm going to go 4 in this direction, or over in this direction. Then from there I'm going to go in 1. And I'm going to start making my way down like so to this point right here. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and get this double piston extender up and working. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one block. If I can get up it, that would be great, please. Minecraft, please work with me today. So I'm going to place in a redstone repeater on top facing, and then on top of that, facing upward, is an observer. Then I'm going to go ahead and replace that block I just broke, as well as I'm going to take blocks and lead them to that point. Next thing I'm going to do is from here, I'm going to start placing blocks like so, and like so up to this point. And I'm going to put a sticky piston like this, facing towards the opposite side of the hallway, and then I'm going to put an observer facing the exit on the face of that sticky piston. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place redstone on all of the green, on top of all of the green blocks, other than that block there that already has a repeater on it, that block there and the tripod, the other block over there that's with the tripod, and this block right here, because here I'm going to be placing in a repeater. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place in a block right there, in this little triangle shape, and then here I'm going to go ahead and put a block there, place piston facing the other way of the hallway, and then a observer facing the exit of the hallway. And then here I'm going to place in redstone like so, as well as going in this direction down here. And then I'm going to place one more block like this with an observer, or not an observer, a piston facing the exit and a observer facing the hallway. And then last but not least, I'm going to put a piece of dotted redstone right there, and this should be the entire thing done. Okay then, that's first. There you go. That is how to build the 3x3 cone door. Okay, for the 3x3 vault door, you will need an area that is 11 blocks long, 11 blocks wide, and 11 blocks high. Now, I already have built the hallway, and it is 7 blocks. The main bulk of the hallway from this point to this point is 7 blocks long. Again, like the other one, I added on these 2 ledges. They are not needed, but I'm still leaving them. I also need 2 in from the outside, or from the edge of the walls. I need a line, I need these 3 blocks deleted and these 3. Also on either side, doesn't matter which, but only on one side. On the right side, I need you to delete this corner. What you did to that side with the 3 blocks, this needs to be done on this side with the 3 blocks. In the middle of here, 2 blocks in, on both sides, I need you to delete 1 block, and then on the bottom, we're going to do the same thing, but as well as delete the block that is in the middle. Then, for the door, we're going to go 2 blocks in, and we're going to put blocks on the walls of the hallway, with the exception of the middle. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, 1 block away. Then between them, where the middle would be, you're going to place a block. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place a button there, and there, and then I'm also going to put in the sticky pistons. I'm going to place a block there, and then we're going to have placing sticky pistons facing the vault door in both of the areas on this side that the 3 blocks that you deleted. Work. And as well, I'm going to go and delete that. Then we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. And just like so, if Minecraft could not hate me, just like so. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to the bottom, right, and we're going to place in blocks, and then we're going to want to make sure that there is a piston facing upward one block away from this, and one block away from here. As well as we're going to set um, uh, two pistons where the top one is going to be in line with those two, and the other second piston is going to be right under the other piston, and they're all going to be facing upwards. So now I'm going to get out of here, I'm going to replace that block, and we're going to delete that block right there. So now we have a T. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the pistons the pistons that will be going in on the top. So I'm going to delete that so I can go down. I'm going to place two blocks there, and I'm going to place two pistons facing down, one block away from these two. I'm going to delete those two blocks and then replace the block that I broke. The next thing I'm going to do is be adding in the legitimate redstone. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a block like so. It's going to be right next to the button, and one block up from there as well as below it. And then from here, I'm going to go one block out, 5 blocks to the other side, 6 blocks to the other side. Make that 7 blocks to the other side, my mistake. And 1 block in, and we're going to create the same little arrow shape that we did on that other side, or curve shape, or whatever you'd like to call it. Like so. So exactly this, they look exactly the same. Now I'm going to place in a repeater facing this block, as well as a repeating facing away from this block. Dot of redstone on that block, redstone going across over here, and a redstone dot on this block. Then over here, I am going to place in a sticky piston right under this block, as well as right on top this block, and I'm going to mirror it on the other side so that they are facing each other. They should be facing our 6 pistons right here. Then I'm going to be placing an observer facing up on the two faces of the two sticky pistons that are on the bottom. Yeah. Next, I'm going to be placing 2 observers facing the hallway on the faces of the higher sticky pistons. I'd really appreciate if my chaos could work for me today. There we go. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take an observer and have it look at that dot, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Place a block on top of those observers, and then place a repeater leaving or going out of those blocks. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place 2 sticky pistons facing each other on both sides, and as well as an observer facing towards the other side of the hallway. Next thing I'm going to do is right from the middle here, I'm going to start making a descent to there, and I'm going to go ahead and quickly make the double piston extender. So I'm going to place a block here. I'm going to go upward. Actually, I'm going to place a block there, and there. I'm going to go ahead and place a redstone repeater on that block, and as well as on top of the redstone repeater, observer. And then on top of the other 2 blocks that we just placed down, we're going to place observers facing upward as well. Lay the blocks under the observers, and then I'm going to place a block here and here, as well, and with a sticky paste, as well as a block there. Then I'm going to put a sticky piston on these side blocks, if I can move properly, facing the observers, and then I'm going to put a redstone dust on these orange blocks that are currently exposed. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down one, and going to go this way until you are directly under this part of the wall, and I'm going to go up one and for this way, so you have a total of 5 right opposite this T. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this, or I'm going to go diagonally to the side, and then I'm going to go up 2, placing the sticky piston facing the 6 pistons, go up 1 more, and place in another sticky piston. Delete the blocks that are not the sticky pistons. Then mirror what you just did on the other side. Yeah, delete that as well as those two. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to make a spiraling shape around the pistons that we just placed, like no, not what I wanted to do. So, and I'm going to mirror it on the other side. Minecraft really just doesn't want to work with me today. Really, it does not want to work with me today. Okay then. Now, here, I'm going to place a redstone repeater with redstone dust on on those orange blocks, as well as these orange blocks, if I can move. And these ones. Next thing we're going to do is on all four of these sticky pistons, we're going to place an observer facing the hallway, like so. And now, this should be all the redstone done for this button. If I were to press it, it should all open up. And then if I were to press it again, it should all close up. Now, for the button on this side, I'm going to go ahead and place a piston facing down with a red block of redstone on its face. I'm going to go 2 blocks down here, and I'm going to follow a trail like so. Right to here, I'm going to start moving my way. Place back. I don't want. Okay. That's too far. Following a trail like so. Here, and leave that like there, and voila. So we're going to place the repeater there, and redstone like that, as well as another repeater here, and redstone on the remaining orange block that you just placed down. And with this button should work. And why did that not work? Just delay it you. Let's try this again. Everything's out, so I do this. Everything's put back. I do this again. Okay, so there is your 3x3 vault door. Now, for the 3x3 slant door, you're going to need an area that's 7 blocks long, 9 blocks wide, and 9 blocks high. Now, I have already created the hallway. For it, the hallway itself is 7 blocks long. Just as for the other two, I added these on. They do not need to be there, but they will also. But I am just going to leave them there. Now, you're going to need. Now you're going to need to make a hole that's going to be 2 blocks away from the exit exit edge of the hallway. You're going to need to delete those 3 blocks, as well as on the bottom. It'll be 2 blocks away from the entrance. You're going to need to delete those 6 blocks, as you can see there, as well as 3 blocks in from either side. On the very bottom, you're going to need to change that block into an immovable object on both sides, as well as 2 blocks in from the entrance or the exit. You're going to need to change those blocks into immovable objects as well. So now, I'm going to go ahead and get to the redstone thing. So I'm going to place a button there. Now I'm going to put in the stick pistons, which is going to be very simple and easy. So now I'm going to go here. I'm going to go up to this point right here, and I'm going to leave that piston where it is, because this is going to be a double piston extender, and I'm going to also add in the piston, normal pistons like so. And then I'm also going to go up here. I'm going to have to delete these 3 blocks, but I'm going to place a block there, then 3 pistons facing down on that area, as well as I'm going to go ahead and replace those blocks that I just took away. I'm going to delete that other block as well. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make the circuit for down here. So I'm going to need to put slime blocks on those 3 areas, or those 3 blocks, as well as I'm going to need to, I'm going to just delete that. Actually, no. I'm going to delete this block, and right here, I'm going to place, 1 second, right here, I'm going to place a block, okay, with a repeater on it, and then facing upward. Didn't I have an observer? And then facing up an observer, and then on top of that, you're going to place your immovable object and another, and then replace that other immovable object. Now I'm going to go ahead and on this side of these 2 pistons, I'm going to go ahead and put in a 3 blocks like so. On top of those blocks is going to be redstone, and then I'm going to place in observers in the following order. 4 facing this direction, going from that one. 1 facing this way. 2 facing this way. 1 facing this way. 2 facing this way. 1 facing this way, then 2 facing this way, right back into the area. So in other words, it's just a big little squiggle going right to this point. That's just going to make those move. Now I'm going to go ahead and connect. Just in a circle. Just keep going in circles. I'm going to connect this area up to the button, so we're going to put a block right there. We're going to have it go down 1, and we're going to keep having it go down like so. And then I'm going to bring this around and put it there. I'm going to place in the redstone and on these blocks, and that is the bottom done. Now I'm going to go up 1 like this, and right here I'm going to place in 3 blocks, put redstone on their faces, and then here I'm going to take a sticky piston and have it as well as an observer on, putting an observer on top of the sticky piston, and they're both going to be facing these 3 pistons. And now from there, I'm just going to connect this up to the button by putting redstone on these 4 places. And with that, this should be done. And this now should be done and work. Ta-da! That has been your 3 unique 3x3 doors. Okay, for this channel, I'm planning on making more redstone videos like this one, as well as doing survival videos, playing on servers, as well as doing challenges. Now, as for the servers and challenges, I want you to comment in the comments below servers and ideas for challenges that you guys might have, as well as if you guys have any videos ideas that I should do. Okay. Now remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and that's Firewolf Mike out.